Well, folks, Intel continues to dig more of a hole than they already have. I really hope they pull themselves out of this rut. But there's some more news that is even more disappointing. Let's get into this. Everyone's about a lot of tech by getting some more tech news. Hope you're having a great weekend. Now, we already know Intel was digging themselves in a hole, deeper in their holes as far as what AMD did to them so far with their CPU front and the video card front. And we were hoping that they actually start showing some progress to put themselves out of the situation that they've been in for the last 2 years or so. Now, we all know the Ultra series when they released and Intel announced it, and we saw the performance. Everyone was like, really, Intel, this is the best you can do, and this is the prices you charge it for these low performance things. And we were very unhappy because we really don't need a monopoly on only AMD and in the CPU space, even though NVIDIA is making processing now, I guess. But main companies making processors are always Intel and AMD. So we were hoping that Intel would pull themselves out. I'm still hoping they will. But now there's an unannounced, unreleased Ultra 7 254V CPU. And an article on Tom's Hardware from their sources actually got a little bit more insight on it. But the news isn't great, y'all. Now, we all know even the Ultra series was already a disappointment. Even all the entry levels and the Ultra 7s were all disappointments, and performance-wise. And now we have an unannounced, unreleased Ultra 7 254V, which is still an 8-core chip, just like the 256V, which Intel even hasn't released yet, I don't think. And now, according to the CPU mark, it barely matches or trails the entry-level Ultra 5. It only is pushing 17.3 for CPU pass mark, and the 256V, which is also 8-core but supposed to be clocked higher, that Intel hasn't released yet, is pushing literally 20,000 points on CPU mark. So that's a big 3K and change deficit, because I think it was like 19.9 or just call it 20K, and the Ultra 7 254V was only 17,320. So that's a good chunk of points there. And for the performance numbers that the article briefly mentioned, it barely matches or even beats the entry-level Ultra 5. We all know i5s and i7s and i9s are supposed to see the difference on the performance because it's higher caliber CPUs. But in this situation, it is not looking good, y'all. It literally barely matches or passes the Ultra 5. That's Ultra 5s that are currently out there. And in the article's exact words, the entry level Ultra 5. Now, the single-threaded scores across all the 8 cores for the Ultra series are roughly the same, 4,000 and change. This one was 4,089, I believe. So about roughly the same of the 256V Ultra 7. And I just don't want to see Intel go like this, even though they had their shenanigans and whatever over the years with their 14 nanometer plus stuff. But we need the competition, people. And I really hope they pull us out of this rut and they don't give us any more lackluster releases like the Ultra series, because at this point, I don't know why you're releasing literally a cut down version of the Ultra 256V. Literally a cut down 8-core. And you expect to sell that for roughly the same price, plus or minus a couple bucks, than the Ultra 256V. It's not going to work, Intel. A continuous stream of lackluster products is not going to save you and not going to help you get back in the fight with AMD in the CPU space. And you need to get back in the space, Intel, because we don't need AMD getting too comfortable and start jacking their prices way up for their next gen CPUs. So please pull out your bootstraps and put in some work. You need a lot of work. Y'all let me know in the comments below if you're disappointed as I am. Ultra 7 not even barely matching or beating an Ultra 5 entry-level CPU. Let me know in the comments below what your thought process or what your thoughts are in general of Intel's current situation. Until then, this is BioLockTech signing out.